Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. We are outside in the forest and I have a special message for a person that will come across this video. My friends, firstly, I hope you're having a magnificent day. I want to remind you, my friends, that unresolved pain, unresolved traumas, unresolved drama will turn into fears, which will eventually turn into anger. And that's where we start responding uncontrollably out of anger. And that's what we need to deal with, because it is deeply influencing our way of thinking, our way of seeing the world, and our spiritual connection. And we're living in the times where it's more necessary than ever to deal with that, because it's the only way to transcend ourselves onto that greater degree of being and that greater degree of connection with one another. So huge changes are happening on the world and we can't ignore that. But also because of those huge changes, many people are afraid because they don't know what will unfold out of it. And I'm always reminding you to do not forget about yourself. You have a major power when it comes to what's happening on the world. And of course, not that just your way of thinking can change major events, but your way of thinking can change a lot of how you're affected by the events that are happening, and what will you do with how you're affected. Because for example, me as an artist, I can easily transform whatever is happening into an inspiring idea, which can be a representation of something heavy, like an expression that anything hard can become a positive inspiration. And because I'm doing that for a while, I've learned that it's actually a great power of being a human, to be able to transform anything into something positive, to see a greater meaning, to see a bigger picture in things. So I want to remind you to truly look at your life right now. And doesn't matter where you are. Some people are facing with certain health situations, some people are facing with certain financial situations, some people are facing with relationship drama, and because of unresolved wounds from the past. And I just want to remind you to truly look deeply, without any emotional reaction. Just look deeply into what's happening in your life and see if there's something you could realize without reacting to it, without saying, oh well, that's it because that person was mean to me. But truly recognize, if everything is for the soul, for the evolution of the soul, how those things can help you to evolve as a soul being. Because this is all just a school, right? We are all here learning and using what we are seeing as a source of lessons and teachings. And we may recognize, like all of us may recognize, how not to treat each other as we see what happened in the past. And at the same time, we may also find amazing, incredible examples of how could we treat each other healthier, or in a healthier way. And to me, like being in places like that where we, for example, remove a little bit from society, we recognize what we are missing the most. And we are missing the most that natural expression, like nature is expressing, without faking anything, without pleasing anything, without being unnatural. Because all those things are just actually coping mechanisms, because sometimes we feel scared, or sometimes we feel unwelcomed, sometimes we feel anxious. And we've developed the coping mechanisms where we would kinda be expressed more nicely. So we would not, look at, we would not look like we are scared, like there's something wrong with us. So we've developed the coping mechanisms of pleasing others, of being always kind and faking positivity even though we are hurt. But what we truly need, and we all know that, what we truly need is to be honest, open and vulnerable with people, because that's what is healing those wounds from the past. So it's a simple reminder, my friends, to learn to, and I know that you know, to be more vulnerable with people, and not just randomly, invite somebody for a conversation and have that deep talk and say how you feel about them, about yourself, maybe about your past with them, whatever it is, because it's so liberating. It's so liberating. Once we heal our past, we may see the future much differently, with less pain and more thriving, with less sadness and more creativity and joy and love and passion for creating, because we are creative by nature. And truly, when I'm talking about creativity, I'm talking about that authentic expression, what kind of words we choose to say to one another, how we choose to see our lives and our future. Because together we are creating something that will become reality for all of us. Collectively we are designing life that once will become a new reality. And if we don't deal with that, if we don't pay attention to what we are creating, we may find ourselves somewhere where we don't want to be. And I want to remind you to truly, truly nurture that garden of thoughts, which is growing into something that you actually wish to see for the future. And we know that in order to take care of the seeds, we firstly need to take care of the garden, right? To declutter it from anything that is not serving us. And mind is so deeply connected with the body that even when we are not aware of the thoughts, we may be aware of emotions, of those unpleasant sensations which are bothering us, of our deepest fears, which may turn into anger. And that's why to me it's so important to talk about it, to always remind you, even though you know that, because I know what I need to do, but still sometimes I just don't find the bravery to do that. That's why I need to remind myself that it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to say no when you feel that you need to say no. It's okay to do what you feel that you need to do. It's all okay with that. I needed to learn those things, and often I need to remind myself, even though we kind of understand the psychology of being a human, we understand that emotional sensations, how everything is interconnected. But still, when it comes to taking actions, often we are behaving like we don't know anything. The truth is, we know everything, but we are not brave enough to act upon it. So my friends, the bravest souls are those who are afraid, who feel fear, but still decide to embrace it and to deal with what is bothering them, to heal the past, to forgive people that hurt them, and to let go of what is not allowing them to become who they are meant to be. So be brave, my friends. I'm sending you all lots of love, blessings, and power. Have a beautiful day, and till next time, one love from the nature. Have a magnificent day.